Okay, we're on. Hey guys, I wanted to jump on real quick and talk about project number 3. This project is about scheduling. Sorry guys, I'm in my school. Okay, so this project is scheduling, and I think that is one of the hardest things about being a school-based SLP is making that schedule, particularly if you're an SLP that travels between schools. So for this project, we are going to pretend that you are an SLP in a public school and you've got to make your schedule for the school year. I want you to have practice with this because I think if you do it once, if you ever were in a school, you would be confident and can make your schedule again. But it's something that kind of takes some practice. When you're making your schedule, there are some things I want you to consider. First, I want you to think about what grade the students are in. It's probably not appropriate to put a kindergartner and a fifth grader in the same group. Also, if you can, it's best to put the same disabilities in the same group. So if you have, all RTIC kids or all language kids or all fluency kids together in the same group, that certainly makes your therapy easy, but in real life, that's not always feasible because of school schedules. So sometimes you may have two RTIC students with one fluency student. But that's just something I want you to keep in mind when you're doing your schedule for this project. Try your best to group the disabilities together, although that won't be possible for every group, and that's okay. Every student listed in this project needs to come to speech twice a week. So, and each time will be for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes one day, 30 minutes a second day. And that's for all the students that are listed in this project. So I want to see student A listed twice. He may come on Mondays and Wednesdays. And student D may come Tuesdays and Thursdays. But make sure you have every student listed twice. Also, when you're making your schedule, see what else I said. You need to give yourself a lunch time every day. So maybe do 20 to 30 minutes of lunch every day. And you need to give yourself time to hold meetings, IEP meetings with parents, and time to evaluate your students. You can do this any way you choose. You can give yourself 30 minutes every day to do that, or you could do 2.5 hours in like one block on one day. So you may say every Wednesday afternoon for 2.5 hours, all I'm going to do is evaluate and hold parent meetings. It's totally up to you how you want to configure that. And that's true for real life. In real life, you've got to add in evaluation time, meeting time, lunch time, planning time, but it's up to you about how you parcel that time out throughout your week. So those are some things I want you to keep in mind when you're doing your schedule. For this project, your class will start at 8, so you can see students as early as 8 o'clock. And your school gets out at 2:30. So 2:30 would be, when you need to end your last session. So that's how long school is. I wanted to show you an example of a schedule. So this is an example of my schedule for my current school year. And you can see I have listed the days, so like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I have times like 7:45 to 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock to 8:30, all throughout the day. And so all of my therapy is in 30-minute sessions. So your schedule might look something like that. Also, when you're making your schedule for this project, you will be a traveling SLP. So you need to give yourself time to travel from one school to the next school. And I think I said the schools were like 8 miles apart. So you might give yourself 10 to 15 minutes. Because think, when you're traveling between schools, you've got to pack up at one school, walk to your car, get in the car, drive the car to the next school, drag all your materials out, walk into your classroom and the next building. So even if it only takes you 6 minutes to drive between one building to the next, you've got to add in some of that lugging yourself in time, give yourself time to put your stuff down, catch your breath, and then go get your kids. So that's something else you need to consider for this project. So when you make up your schedule, you can do it however. You can do all mornings at one school and every afternoon at a different school and just write in. So maybe from like 11:30 to 11:45, you're going to put travel time to the next school. And then maybe at 11:45 you'll start seeing kids at the next school. Or you can arrange it to where you're at one school all day. So maybe all day Monday you're at the first school. All day Tuesday you're at another school. Again, it's just up to you however you want to do it. You just have to make sure you're seeing all these students twice a week. In real life, and you can use this tip for the project or not, when I am making a schedule, I have these little flag tabbies. And so I'll write like a student's name on the tab. And if I think, okay, so like Billy Bob, I think I'm going to see Billy Bob from 8 o'clock to 8:30. So I'll put his, you can't even see that, sorry. I'll put his tab there with his name. So that way, if I get down and I think, oh, no, I really need to put Billy Bob in my afternoon group, instead of like erasing or marking it out, then I just take my little tab and I move it down to my afternoon group, and it's just an easier way to kind of work it. As I'm configuring it, I can move them around versus like scratching it out and erasing it. Because then sometimes I think, no, I put Billy Bob twice, but I forgot that I erased it and I meant to put him somewhere else and I forgot to add him in again. So you can do this for the project or not, but it's a really good tip for like real life. Because in real life, you're working around the classroom teacher, you're working around the occupational therapist, you're working around PE and lunch and recess and maybe the special ed teacher. So you guys, my schedule changes constantly. I'm lucky if I get 1 month of a consistent same schedule without having to rearrange some of my kids. So anyways, I hope you have fun with this project. I think this project is extremely helpful in case you ever do go into a school setting. And if you have any questions, just give me a call or send me an email or shoot me a text.